All right, before we begin, let's thank our sponsors. Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite pest and wildlife control. But that's not all. Inspect All Pest Services will take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. InspectAllServices.com. Big thanks to the Aurora Law Firm. That'd be one Mad Dog Manny Aurora and Pew Pew. The AuroraLawFirm.com litigates all of the United States, based out of Georgia, whether it's criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. That would be the Aurora Law Firm. Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell and his therapist. 3 locations in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains and East Cobb. Marietta near the square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But the good doctor can talk to you wherever you are at with a virtual session. Schedule that today via markwelltherapy.com or email him directly, ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. FPC Insurance, perfect for new homeowners, or if you're just looking to reshop those current insurance policies, which is never a bad idea. 5-star service, shop over 35 A-rated companies, multi-policy bundle discounts. They'll help you shop for carriers to find insurance for your house, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or even a personal policy. 888-308-1841. You can always get a quote online, FBCInsuranceServices.com. Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, family owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. Never lose power again. They're the best at what they do, hands down, no doubt about it. Every customer at Alternate Power Solutions gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract. They offer flexible financing, semi-annual and annual service contracts for existing installations, and warranty repair. A-plus rating with the BB&B. Call or request a free home assessment. You can do that by calling 770-853-7571 or go to poweringgeorgia.com. Don't forget the discount code Bailey, my last name, Bailey, for $500 off your entire installation, servicing Georgia and Tennessee. Jayco Contracting, gutter and roofing specialist. Give Cliff Bratcher a call. Two-peer Cliff Bratcher. This is the hardest working guy in the business and the most trustworthy. 770-316-3876. He works every day of the year. Don't worry about it. He's got you. Licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialist covering all of Georgia. They are a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, the creator of the Pink Panther, not the you know what I mean. Free gutter guards with the purchase of a roof. Satisfaction guaranteed, commercial and residential. JaycoContracting.com. And, of course, Cliff Bratcher, 770-316-3876. And Live Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa, also offering red light therapy, presotherapy, halo therapy, PEMF, and also chromiotherapy, plus many ozone-infused products online like the magnesium butter. You can go to liveozoneTherapySpa.com to book your appointment or to purchase any of those products. And for all 2 peers, if you use the code BS10, you get a 10% discount at checkout. All right, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, please reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Let's have a conversation, see how the BS podcast can help your brand. All right, let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast. A guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
Yeah, there it is. Episode 324 of the BS podcast. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. Right there, that is the B-Man, Brandon Thrasher. Hello, B-Man.
Hello, if you're a car theft criminal, I need your help.
Okay, I'll ask why here in a second. Let me introduce Mr. Chris Waters. How are you, sir?
Not too bad. Just trying to get over last night.
Okay. Well, so now I got 2 things to ask. You guys set me up for the ask. All right. First, let me start with Brandon. Why do you need a car thief?
Because I got all my engine and my wiring in my Mustang that I'm working on, and now the theft light's flashing. So I need someone that steals cars to help me bypass that, so I can drive it.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I figured that's who I'd go to. I mean, it's flash and theft. I'm like, I bet a car theft guy would know how to solve this.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Actually, very, very brilliant. Have you put out any APBs on social?
Yeah, I don't know how active they are on social media, though. I have seen some guys like the fancy ones nowadays. They got all the scanners and everything. They hook it up, they change the VIN, and they just drive the new ones right out the lot, and it's already registered in their name. They're crazy.
You do live in Atlanta. It shouldn't be very difficult, right? I mean,
That's whole with the car stealers.
Yeah, you just need to drive about 45 minutes north.
Yeah, I find a professional real quick.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is leave your keys in your car. And just stand there and say, hey, dude, look, you can't steal it. I'm here. I caught you. But I got a question. I got to ask you something.
Just bait them.
Just bait them over. Go, look, you're not stealing the car. I'm here. I got a gun. It's not going to work out for you. But I need
you to help me steal my other car.
Right, exactly. But I'm going to give you $100. I need you to follow me. Okay. I'm going to give you a ride and then I'm going to Uber you back. Okay. You can steal his car. All right. But I need you to fix this thing on this car I'm working on. And Chris, you're just getting over last night. What was last night?
I went with my wife out to, it was a black tie affair. She's in a crew, Gasparilla or whatnot through Tampa, but it's one of the crews down here, the Ye Loyal Crew of Grace O'Malley. So had a big party last night, a lot of fun, and still
sounds like a cult.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Ah, my wife is a part of the Ye Holy Gasparilla O'Malley. Oh, let's kill the virgin.
Oh.
It's pirate religion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all based around the pirates and
I think that is a cult.
Well, Gasparilla in Tampa, they have the big parade every year where they celebrate at one time in history. The city was taken over by pirates who raped and
raped, probably.
Yeah, pillaged and raped. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well,
we celebrate it every year.
Ben Badger is going to try to join us again. Ben, no, just kidding. It was all a big joke.
He's going to be pissed again.
Ben tried to come. I can't keep bringing Ben in.
It got worse too somehow.
Yeah, I know. Poor Ben.
Quality's going down, man. It's rough.
Let's just hold off on tonight. Anyway, all right. Well, did you have a good time? I mean, you just said that you're getting over it. I mean, what'd you get over? You went to a black tie affair, big to do.
That was a blast. The catering was great. Believe it or not, because a lot of things you do, a lot of these events and whatnot, it's a mass cater. So,
are there any pirate sex moves?
Oh,
I mean, one or two. It's you have to know a couple just to be considered for membership. So
the hook, yeah.
I was like, are you like drawing the sword and you pull the condom off?
Yeah.
You got one called the peg leg.
Yeah, or the yarg. Yeah. I don't know what that is, but it sounds dirty. It sounds really, really dirty.
Yeah, one called the parrot.
The parrot, yeah. You could just run them all down there. So good. I'm glad. All right, so we need a car thief, and Chris is getting over his night from last night. Hey, don't forget, this is yet another week for you to subscribe. This is a Freebay episode, so probably, I know actually for a fact, a lot of you don't subscribe. Cheap bastards. Please subscribe. I mean, that's what we do. It's very difficult to get, but this is what I've learned over the last couple of years of doing this. It's very difficult to get people to subscribe to a podcast. It's very difficult. Now, those that have listened to me and or us for years on the radio, no problem. You guys are great. You're loyal and you'll be with us forever. Those that are maybe new, which again is another very difficult thing to do in podcasting, is find a bigger and broader audience without the help of being a stand-up comedian, getting mentioned on TMZ, getting name checked by a bigger podcast. If those things aren't happening, it's very difficult. Or being a celebrity. So we do our best. But if you do enjoy what we do, or if you've listened before and you want extra episodes, there's hundreds of episodes, thousands of hours of content that you can unlock on Spotify. It's just $4.99 a month. You go to thebaileyshow.com and you subscribe. It's just that simple. You can write it off. We're kind of charity. It's like if I ask you, this is my wish, you can say you donated $5 a month to make a wish. How about that? Is that fair enough? So I like to do promotions for the 2-tier subs. So if you are a subscriber, I just have your email address. That's all that Spotify gives me. Each and every month moving forward, you can win Bailey's booty. I got $100. I know it might not be a lot, but it's my way of saying thanks for subscribing. And technically you're getting your money back for a year and a half. So there you go. So if you are a subscriber, once again, in the month of March, we'll be picking a winner. John last month nailed it. We did the whole prize picky wheel. He looked at the portion of the email that I put out there, because I don't put out the whole email, and he was like, that's me. He checked his email, and unfortunately it went to spam, but he was smart enough to go into spam, found the email I sent to him. He got back to me within 24 hours, and he's got $100 extra in his pocket. So there you go. Boom. That's pretty cool, right? $100 for $5. It's like you're gambling. You know, I'm a gambler. I'd pay $5 for $100. Those are good odds.
If you're a true gambler, you'll take that money and go buy scratch offs. You win.
You know, so it's funny you say that. Florida, before I moved to Georgia, Rach and I, when we first started dating, we'd have scratcher parties, and we would go through a bottle of vodka, and we would go and buy rolls of scratch off tickets, like the actual, full rolls, you know. And I mean, spend hundreds of dollars, and we just sit at my condo on the balcony, drink vodka, get plastered, and do scratch off tickets. And then the ones that we would win, because usually by the time we got to the end of them, we couldn't drive. So we would then walk to a 7-Eleven not too far from my condo. It was actually a lot of fun. It was in our earlier days, right? And so, but we would win often. Like we would win a lot. I mean, not crazy money, but every time, it was a couple $100 here and there, and it was fun. It's fun to win. It's fun when you get a little symbol and stuff. Moved to Georgia, I didn't win a damn thing. I stopped playing. I was like, screw it, I ain't winning. It sucks. The Georgia lottery blows. Didn't win at all.
It's one thing when you walk into a gas station or a public place and you're covered in stripper glitter, but when you're covered in fucking scratch off lotto shavings all over you, that guy's probably, dude, this guy's fucked up. He's got an addiction. This is bad. Had to tell you, and Rachel just covered.
This is just silver shards all over us. So moved back to Florida, and I started buying scratchers again.
Winning?
No, I haven't won a damn thing. So I have one on my desk right now. I didn't mean to pick it. It just looked cool on the screen. So it was a $5 scratcher. I don't know how to play it. This is the first scratch off ticket I don't know how to play, even with the instructions on the scratch off ticket. There's way too many things on this scratch off ticket they want me to do.
Is it direction? The directions in the name itself. Scratch.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. I can talk.
Okay, scratch.
You'll get it. Yeah. I think the first one that confused the hell out of me, it was like a $2 ticket, is the one where you get to match the symbols. That one's rough. And also the crossword puzzle I hate, because you spend $2 on the ticket and then you spend 10 minutes trying to figure out this fucking crossword puzzle, and then you don't win shit.
Just buy the one that has regardless of what you scratch, just scratch the barcode, go scan it, boom.
Look at the instructions for this. It's called
this.
Lotteria Don Clemente Grande. Well, that's my problem to begin with.
That's what I was just talking about. I did the $2 one, but that's the $5 version. So you scratch on the right side, you scratch off. Nope, that side. Yep, that side. You scratch those, and then you got to match those pictures with the shit on the left side.
Okay, so I can't see them. Like, even with my glasses, I can't see them.
The matching game.
Okay, so I don't scratch to the left at all.
No, you scratch if you match one on the right. That just helps you eyeball, keep an idea where it is. But, I have this one.
So is it do I just need to match one or what?
No, you got to match them in the rows. See how the rows are telling you what you win? Columns and rows.
Oh, I see.
It's complicated. It pisses you off when you do it for 10 minutes and you don't win nothing.
Really complicated. So I'm not going to play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch off. I'm going to take it in and scratch off the bottom. See if I won.
Oh, you can't do that.
I know. It's very anti-scratcher. I get it. I agree. But
bad look in the community.
It's good for the game. It's bad for the game. That's what they say in poker. When you bluff, show the bluff. It's good for the game. I played. So we released this episode on Wednesday. On Thursday night, there will be a live stream that the Orange City Poker Room in Orange City, Florida, where I play often at, is going to release or do. It was recorded for a live stream. I don't know how they want me to say this, but that's what it was. Anyway, so me and like 7 other, I don't want to be called an influencer because I'm not. I hate that word. But these other people, I guess, were influencers. There's one dude that also, I think they have a podcast. They're doing like a poker podcast or something. So anyway, really nice people, all great people. It was a lot of fun sitting at the table. There was one guy, really cool guy. He flies giant planes all over the world. and he transports animals.
Commercial? Oh,
No, animals. That's what he does. He's a pilot for animals.
like elephants?
I guess he like whales and sharks and all kinds of stuff. He transports them all over the world. That's
Like,
what
yeah, I just got done delivering 700,000 squirrels to Africa.
he flies a 777.
777, hell yeah.
Okay, so I'm so he's got like a poker following. It's like poker 777. Really nice guy, really nice dude, and he was at the table, And I only knew, I think, one of the people there that I'd played with before, but it was a lot of fun. And then they're going to do the live stream, so if that's something you're going to watch, I'm going to try to figure a way that we can do it on our live stream and do it together. I don't know if that's possible.
You just got to do that screen share.
Is that all you got to do? Can you help me with that? I don't know.
Oh, we can't talk during that, though. So I don't know how that works. You might just have to pull it up. You got to cast it, probably.
Well, they're doing commentary, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, like poker. They just put in this new stream. Like, we were the first to be at this table. The streaming table was really nice. They just got it made. They spent a ton of money on it. And it's like what you see on TV. You put your hole cards down and it reads the whole cards. So you'll see it on the screen. The audience can see your cards and how you're playing those cards. So it was like we were on TV poker people, I guess. I'm curious to see how it's going to look. I'm probably going to look like a jackass, and then a lot of it, is gimmick, because I'm usually quiet at a poker table. Like, I'm really quiet. I'm the opposite of what I am here. But you've got to talk, because that's, people love to listen to the chatter at the table, so I'm sitting there saying things. I probably sound like an idiot. I'm like, it's weird because, our sense of humor and us doing this and radio for so long, and we have very thick skin, and we're a boys' room and all that stuff. And the basic jokes, we've been there and done that, right? To the outside world, when you say certain things, they're like completely shocked. Like, you remember I was talking about the Seaman sweatshirts the other week on the episode?
Yeah.
So I saw a guy wearing a Seaman sweatshirt. Thanks, by the way, to the two peers that posted it on the BS private Facebook group. You found it.
You talking about the one that looked like a flower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see coming there, but
Yeah. We know where your head goes, but yeah,
it looks like a Seaman sweatshirt to me. They're $200 sweatshirts. Did you see the price of them? $200.
$199 at Walmart.
I saw, was it $30 on Amazon?
No, somebody posted it. They're like fashion designer sweatshirts for $200. $200 for a sweatshirt, for Seaman sweatshirts.
All I know is I saw it, but I saw no tell. So I just instantly yeah.
Anyway, my point is I saw somebody with a Seaman sweatshirt across the room, and I was like, oh my God, dude, you guys know about the Seaman sweatshirts? And everybody goes dark. I mean, he said Seaman, like it's a joke. I mean, it's not a joke, because it does look like semen, but I guess I don't know what it's like to be on the other end of the speaker listening to me. Just my sense of humor and what I find natural and normal to the outside world is, I guess, over the top. Does that make sense? It's weird. Like, like the everyday, I do this networking thing on Thursdays, and I'll make a joke and it's way over the top. I'll do my whole, everybody should be divorced one time. Kind of thing.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't say that thing to like strangers,
But they're jokes. I mean, like, dude, we're getting back to normal in this country. Get with the program. We're no longer in this, where we couldn't joke and talk and have a conversation. We're past that. You got to get past that. We're leaving you behind. All right. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done. That was a painful 4 years of having to deal with watching what you said, how you said it, who you were going to upset, and lose your job over it on top of that, because every single company bought into it. It's horrible. We're done. We're moving on from it. Okay. And if you can't move on with us, then shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. And if you're offended, shut the fuck up. I'm over it. Absolutely over it. We need to get back to some normalcy where we're just all being cool, right? Where we're just dudes. What's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Get me amped up.
What'd you say? I get you amped up?
Get me amped up over here. It's like, I know it's like every time Trump does that too, he'll like give a speech and I'll be watching it. I'll be like, man, I want to go do some shit right now. I need to go do something. Oh, I need to go build the wall like right now.
Well, let me ask you, what did you do after the State of the Union? Then we haven't recorded since the State of the Union.
Oh, really? I went on a warm. See, that's the problem is I'll watch him like talk about one thing, and then there's like already 2,000 hours of recording of him talking since he's took office this year. So then I just go in a wormhole, just watching like 3 or 4 hours of just shit going on. It's actually kind of refreshing that there's actually stuff in the news now.
Did you watch the entire State of the Union address?
I watched like the top 10 highlights.
It was some of the best TV I've ever seen. It was so awkward, and I've never seen anything like it. I mean, and I say that every time I talk about Trump. I mean, it started with Zelensky. It's almost like this isn't real. I'm starting to believe that the Trump administration is scripted. Like this is all a movie, because these things don't happen in real life. It's just crazy. I mean, like first off, I've never heard a State of the, and I could be wrong on this one. I'm no political TV, guru by no stretch, but I've never heard, and I forget which network I was watching it on, but I've never heard the news or the TV people openly talk about the designated survivor before the State of the Union address. Never once. That's the first thing that stood out. And Branden, you know what the designated survivor is, right?
Yeah, it's like a guy that's kept away from everything. So if everyone in that room dies, he takes over.
It's Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. But I think they made a TV show about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it until the TV show. I mean, I'm sure I learned it in school and stuff like that, but every important person is in that building. So you've got to keep one person away in case something happens. Like, designated survivor, he's at the hotel across the way and he sees, and they rush him and he's the new president and that kind of thing. They talked about that at the beginning of the State of the Union address. Chris, have you ever heard that done before?
No, never.
Right? Did that flag go like, that's odd?
Oh yeah. You're like that, because then they put that in the back of your mind. Like, what do they know that I do not? What's about to happen?
Right. Exactly. This is where my brain was going. Is like, these people know something and they're saying this just so they can be right after it happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking. So it was scary, to think that, nobody wants harm on anybody in that room. I mean, I know you might say it, you don't mean it. If people can get over themselves and start working together, maybe things wouldn't be so weird and awkward. So let's pick apart, the State of the Union stuff. I thought Trump was way too hard on the left. I think you can't say that you're trying to bring two parties together and sit there and pound your chest and talk about how bad you've been for the last 4 years. You got to get over that, dude.
Well, did you see him sitting all over there in pink and had their paddles up? And they're just like, I don't ever remember that being in Congress either. People just having paddles and shit.
Well, Danny Trejo gets kicked out in the first 5 minutes. I mean, what the shit is that? Danny Trejo or whatever that guy's got, Al Green from Texas, waving his cane at the president of the United States during the State of the Union address. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, that's not how this works. Like, if you don't respect the president, at least respect the room. Like, what are you doing? How that guy, and then he gets censored, right? They vote to censor him, which is funny because during the speech, Trump is talking about freedom of speech is back, but like there's this gray area of freedom of speech and not being an asshole.
There's a time and place for free speech too, right? So like, this is the State of the Union. This is where the president talks and you listen.
Exactly. But if I'm Trump, I'm doing everything I can to get them on my side, but make them look as bad as they possibly could. I mean, they looked horrible. The left, absolutely. If I were a voting Democrat, I would be so embarrassed after watching that. So embarrassed.
Hugely.
Look, I know it might sound like I'm not, but I've always said this. I'm not a party voter at all. But that was just disgusting. And it didn't make any sense. Like, you have to know First off, you don't have a leader. You don't have somebody giving you a mandate saying, hey guys, this is our plan. Let's play it cool. Let's have cooler heads prevail. We'll get them on the back end. But what were you trying to accomplish on national television with the world watching? You're dressed in pink, but you support men hitting women with volleyballs, unconsciously hitting them with volleyball. Like, you don't make any sense with this guys and girls sport. That might be one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard. Where, by the way, and I've said this for years, there's a simple solution. Have trans people play their own sports.
Oh yeah, the circus. Hell yeah. Bring the circus back.
Like, I mean, we change and evolve all the time. If you are a trans person, bless your heart and more power to you. I hope everything works out for you. I really do. But get the fuck out of the girls' locker room. Get the fuck out of the guys' locker room. But have your community, or you do it, build your own sport. Like, you have your own you don't even need your own bathrooms anymore because most bathrooms now have gone all gender.
Just one
Good point.
communal
Community
pot
bathroom.
in there.
Yeah.
What's that?
Unisex bathroom.
Yeah,
They just got one communal pot in there. They just all goes like a trough.
No, I mean, like, so, you traditionally, of course, men and women. I mean, think about back in the 50s and 60s. I mean, you whites bathroom and blacks bathroom. I mean, this is how ridiculous, we've been over the years. So, then it was traditional men and women. And then you'd have the argument of, okay, well, you're a single father and you have your daughter. You can't go in the women's bathroom. So you take her into the men's bathroom. That's weird. I remember as a kid, my grandmother did not want to leave me by myself in the Ponderosa, and she had to use the restroom. So I went into the women's room as a little boy with my grandmother, and I waited, out by the sinks while she went into the stall and did her pee-pees. And I remember a woman that worked at Ponderosa was in the middle changing her pantyhose. Never forget this. Changing her pantyhose. Pantyhose is, right? And she starts yelling at my grandmother and me and I'm like 6 or 7 or something, which is maybe kind of old to be in a women's bathroom. I don't know. I guess she had a point, but she's screaming at us. Get the boy out of the bathroom. We're getting screamed at in the Ponderosa bathroom because my grandmother didn't want to leave me out there to get kidnapped or trafficked. So she brings me to the bathroom. So anyway, the point is, you got to move forward. You got to figure that out. So that's why they have, then they start adding the family bathrooms. They got men, women, now the family bathrooms.
Right in the middle. Or curious. You don't know which you are? Go in the middle. Try out both.
Right. So to save money and not have to reinvent the wheel, say goodbye to urinals and just have all gender bathrooms. So everybody can do it. Men, women, furries, you identify as this and trans and whatever. Y'all go in there. But it's just a ridiculous argument where you're arguing over a simple solution of just create your own world, create your own community, create your own sports. It's obscene to think that a boy, just because he thinks he's a woman, wants to think he's a woman, which he's not biologically, can play in women's sports. And you're allowed to do that. That girl that was at the State of the Union address played in Murphy, North Carolina. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about Murphy, North Carolina, but it is like the meth capital of the world. That's where I would gamble all the time in Murphy at Harris. That is where the men are men and the sheep are scared. But I'm telling you this, and I know North Carolina is a little blue, right? Those people in Murphy, North Carolina, I'm surprised they allowed that to happen. I am blown away that they allowed that to happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they did it with the Special Olympics. The first person to suggest that was wild, but got it done, and you got those. You just got to put them in the group because it was an unfair advantage, and that's exactly what's happening with men and women's sports. It's an unfair advantage.
Exactly.
No.
Biologics. I mean, look, a male is a male. You have more testosterone, more muscle mass, more skeletal mass, more lung input. I mean, it's an unfair advantage. Period.
Well, think about the unfair advantage story prior to this. What was it? It was the 18-year-old identifying as a 13-year-old in the Little League World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Right? but it wasn't that people didn't make that big of a deal out of it then. Ageism, right? It's like, oh, he's 18, but he identifies as a 13-year-old with a full goatee. We need to stick up for him. So that argument is absurd and ridiculous because you're a hypocrite. You're like, we want this, but we don't want this. And the whole pink thing, y'all look stupid, absolutely stupid. And for you not to stand for that poor girl that got her noodle smushed by the dude was gross. Then you get Lake and Riley, who, by the way, Roswell, Georgia girl. My daughter went to high school with her and her sister. I think Lauren is her name. That got killed by the illegal immigrant, at UGA in Athens. The point of it is you didn't stand. Like, that's what's wrong with you. I mean, the Democratic presidents have been saying the same thing as the Republican presidents have been saying every administration. We need to secure our borders. We need to do this. Some presidents get stuff done. Some presidents don't get stuff done. I don't know what happened this last 4 years. That was just crazy. Like it was like giving the Willy Wonka golden ticket to anybody and everybody. That was absolutely nuts. But every president has said that. There's not one president that has run this country that has disagreed with this. Our borders need to be secure.
100%. I mean, as long as we have had video, hell, even audio, it's out there. I've seen the compilations from the last 10 presidents all saying the same thing, except for this last presidency, of course. But it's insane. And on top of that, the last administration talking about, we need legislation to close the border. No, you need the stroke of a pen, a couple of balls, and that go-get attitude that they just have never had. So, they can't stand for.
So take the political. People are diehard, whatever they are. If you're diehard blue, you're diehard red. You're going to fight tooth and nail to defend whatever it is that they do. All right. Take that out of the equation. And Trump, I mean, there's just a hatred for Trump. And I get it because I don't trust. There's a lot of things I still don't trust about him. His first administration said it open and clear. Don't trust the guy. It's all about marketing. It's all about putting over. I think this run is a lot different. But I'm not 100% in, but I'm 100% in on this country. And I'm 100% in whoever's leading this country because I believe in this country and I believe in the position. Well, hold on. So if you are a diehard blue, it's not about disagreeing with the red and Trump for the sake of disagreeing because that's what you're supposed to do. It's about agreeing with things that make sense, that are common sense, like standing up for the girl that got hit in the head with the ball from the boy that thinks he's a girl, and now she's got to live the rest of her life with brain damage. It's like standing up and saying, hey, we appreciate you, Mrs. Riley and family. Your daughter suffered a horrible death because our borders aren't secure. That's a political conversation. This is a human conversation we're having. Hey, DJ, that's really cool. Yeah, maybe it was for the cameras. Now you're part of the Secret Service and you got sworn in. I get it. Very gimmicky, but still cute kid. He's not supposed to be alive and he's here and he's charismatic. We're going to stand for you because that's a human thing. Let's take the political out of it. It's a human thing. And that's what you have to decipher. And that's why y'all looks pretty stupid. I mean, really, really stupid. I hate to say this, but I see friends of mine on Facebook that refuse to at least budge a little bit. And I'm like, how are you defending this? I've got to mute you you're snoozed for 30 days. I can't do it anymore.
Time out. Did you see what that little boy said after they did like a little presser outside with him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said, what'd he say? He said,
I'm coming for you.
He said to all the Democrats out there that hate Mr. Trump, I'm on your bumper.
So you want to hear something funny? Going back to this live stream on Thursday night for the poker game with Orange City. There's this guy. He I guess he does a poker podcast, and they do like a poker tournament or something with him. I forget the name of the show, but I went up and I was introducing myself to these people. He's a Hispanic guy. A lot of Hispanics around here, and I asked him what his name was, and he says Ice. And I said, Oh, just like the department, the ones that are looking for the, and he did not find that funny at all. I was like, come on, dude. That's like, really? Come on. The joke writes itself. I didn't even have a punchline because the joke wrote itself.
One thing that I don't understand. Well, I do understand actually, but anyway. So back to not standing, not clapping for anything, right? No tax on tips. They ran on that very briefly. Didn't stand up and clap for that. Didn't stand up and clap at all. Here's my thing. Wasn't Trump a New York Republican? In other words, a modest business first Democrat his entire life? Didn't he donate millions and millions and millions of dollars over the years to the left, right? He, in my opinion, good or bad or ugly, he's more of an independent than I think I've ever seen run for a Republican in my lifetime. I mean, did you guys notice the color of his tie during the address?
No, but I noticed Elon Musk's was blue.
Oh, so Trump's was purple.
Purple.
Red line of unity, right? He's regardless, and look, he's the most egotistical we've had.
You might get that a little twisted. All right, you're looking at purple as unity. Purple is actually also regal. Yeah, in power. It's a power tie.
That's true.
It's actually a famous line from a movie, and they talk about the purple power tie. Or maybe it was Doogie Howser in How I Met Your Mother. There's a whole bit about the purple power tie.
I thought red was the power tie, though. Regardless of political stance, I thought red was powerful and blue was trustworthy.
Well, red is angry, blue is health.
Okay.
And calming, and purple is regal. I get where you're coming. Blue and purple together, blue and red together make purple. I don't think that's what he's going for. I think that he was like,
just straight power.
I'm the king. Kneel down, bitches.
I'm ready for that golden dome, man. That sounds badass.
Me too.
Well, that's kind of what Reagan wanted to do in the 80s, right? Yeah. With Star Wars look, I find it hard to believe that we don't have something like that already.
Yeah. It's funny because it was probably 10 years ago. My grandpa had already been dead, but my grandma swears up and down that he told her about that before, that there's some kind of missile defense system we already have, like the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
But maybe he just wants to make it bigger and better with, more funding.
Well, or just make it public. It's against international law to militarize anything in space. If you believe that there's no military actions going on in space, you're an idiot. I mean, please. Come on. What are we sending up there? Please explain to me what's in all these, would have been in all these rockets all these years, and why are we going up there? What are we doing?
It's this month's new weather satellite.
Right. It's always a satellite. It's like another channel to Sirius XM is going up this month. No, I don't think so. So you got that. It was embarrassing across the board. I mean, I know that a lot of people like to say, who cares what the rest of the world thinks? Well, you should care a little bit. It's perception is reality. And if the rest of the world sees cracks in our armor and sees that we're weak in any way possible, which we are, then we're vulnerable. Unity is the strongest metal on earth. And so, you show a stance together. I mean, the best State of the Union address was, in my opinion, at least for my lifetime, has been George Bush's right after 9/11. The one at Dead or Alive, where you had both sides. I mean, if you did, I get goosebumps even talking about it. And that's why I always say, unfortunately, the only thing that will work to bring this country back together is another 9/11.
Yeah, well, I think that's why these countries know that. We always fight with each other all the time, but as soon as you start fucking with America, we all turn back on whoever's fucking with us. But definitely pissed off China now that Taiwan announced they're putting their new super chip factory in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Right. All that stuff sounded good to me. I mean, whether it gets done or not, finding all this money, that Doge is finding all this money. And again, there's nothing you can say that is going to make me believe that all this money that was allocated for all these ridiculous things, transgender with mice in Saudi Arabia. I mean, just ridiculous. I mean, that's not true, but Sesame Street in Iraq and all these weird things, those aren't real. There's no way they're real. I think they're jokes, and I think that they're slush funds, to be honest with you.
Shell Corporation, Shell Foundation. It's all, yeah.
And Trump has alluded to it where he's like, people have been getting paid from these funds, and we're going to call them out. But I think that people on both sides have been getting paid from these funds.
Oh yeah.
And that's why there's not a lot of kickback, because once you kick back, then you're guilty.
Yep.
So Trump is going to be in control of all these funds and do what he wants to do and say, hey, look, if you want to be out it, I'll out you. If you don't, vote yay, and then we'll move forward. He's going to use it as a political advantage. There's no one that can convince me that these hundreds of billions of dollars for these ridiculous funds were going to what those funds were named after. I don't believe it at all. Don't believe it at all. So that was interesting. Then the Social Security stuff. Oh my God. Talk about a jaw dropper.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Somebody that's over the age of 160? There's money going out to them? Come on, guys. And again, that's where we look stupid to the rest of the world, is we're cheating ourselves. We all should be angry at this stuff. If you want to blame somebody, blame somebody. That's fine. Use that energy. Whatever. Me personally, let's fix the problem and move forward and start benefiting and being, financially fulfilled and building things and being proud of buying something made in the United States. And, hopefully someday, the pinnacle of all of this, where we all want to get to. Look, here's the thing. Say what you want to say about the State of the Union address. Say what you want to say about the current administration. Say what you want to say about everything that's going on right now. But I will tell you this country will be great again when one thing happens. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
When I can call customer service and understand what the fuck they're saying.
Oh, facts.
That's when everything will be good again. I'm telling you that right now. And I don't know if that day will ever come, to be honest with you.
Here's what'll need to happen, right? So somebody rich over in India, right, needs to buy one of these $5 million golden tickets. They need to bring some peeps over that know how the stuff's ran, and then start an American company doing customer service, right? And then that way we can utilize the 5 million, right, from old boy that bought his way into the country. He's going to be paying American taxes, right? He's going to hire people in America, and it's going to keep everything in our economy, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
I
agree.
I thought you're going to send them back and make the other Indians learn English.
Yeah, I thought there was more to the story. I'm like, I'm in. I'm listening. This all.
Oh no. It's all about bringing here, right, and getting Americans to work, right. So we can. Well, and here's the next thing. Like, where do you want to put these call centers? Do you want to put them in the South? You get that country draw. You're gonna put them up in the Northeast.
I want to put 8 of them around Brandon's house.
They try to put a data center right up the road, and they shut that shit down.
I want to put them all around Brandon's house, so Brandon can give us the 4-1 on every single one of them. I want him to get a job at all. I want Def August to quit his welding business and go and work at the call center. I can understand Def August better than I can understand these people. I was on the phone twice with these people from my alarm company, this Vivint company, which I'm not a huge fan of. Better than ADT, but I can't find a good alarms company. But anyway, I can't understand a damn thing. The guy was a dick. And for some reason, I know I brought this up before, for some reason, when I call customer service, obviously no secret, I always have an issue with them. But these people, in whatever country they're in, they hate profanity. And I always tell them, I'm like, look, I don't care if you hate it or not. This is how Americans talk.
Yeah, well, you do come off very hostile on the phone with customer service right out the bat. Then you elevate it to cuss words, and they're like, sir, please, watch your tone. Thank you, please.
Yeah.
They freak out. Scare them. They're fragile.
I know. I scare everybody.
Yeah, so fuck your cows. Fuck your cows. I'm fucking a cow right now.
Fuck your cows, man. You bite my ass and your cows too, bitch.
Oh, this ribeye tastes so good right now. Baby.
Anyway, to wrap up the State of the Union stuff, just watching it with my jaw dropping. I mean, look, No one wins. Everyone loses. Everyone wins. No one loses. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's a rotating. I mean, that's just how it works. You got to have good. You got to have bad. You got to have disagreements and debates. That's unfortunately just how, without Darth Vader, there'd be no Luke Skywalker and vice versa. So I just wish things were better. I just wish that, you can disagree with politics, but just stand for the girl with brain damage. Like, really? I mean, that's very simple stuff. That would have impressed me. Don't go and interrupt the State of the Union address, Danny Trejo, with your cane. I mean, what are you doing, dude? You just look silly. We can't hear you. You don't have a microphone. And I don't even think if you had a microphone, we could have understood you. You looked silly. And I like Danny Trejo. I love all Danny Trejo's movies. But what he was doing at the State of the Union address, shaking his cane on national television, yelling something about Medicaid and a mandate, we don't know what you're talking about, Danny. No idea what you're trying to yell and scream at the president of the United States. You just look silly to the rest of us. I even tried to Google Danny Trejo yelling with cane, and I still got no explanation. You looked silly, sir. You looked silly.
Even the Geico cavemen put out a statement saying, look, he is not our father. He is not with us. And we're like, all right.
Yeah, I saw that. People, I posted immediately. I said, I can't believe Danny Trejo got kicked out. I posted it on social media. And it was, again, it's a joke, it's a funny, I know it's not Danny Trejo, And so most of the comments I got back were good. And I got an unexpected hate comment from a buddy of mine that blew me away. I had no idea, but he's very left.
Lame.
No idea. And he just goes off on a tangent about something totally different with Trump. And I had to write him back. And I'm like, dude, take a breath, bro. This is a joke. Like, relax. Like, my post had nothing to do with Trump. Nothing. It was a joke about the guy looked like Danny Trejo. You find it funny or not? I don't know. It's not the point. Relax.
I had a good chuckle with the Canadian governor. What's his name? But he was taking all the bourbon off the shelves. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, does he not realize that all of these stores, these companies, even the distribution in Canada, all that liquor is already paid for? That's already down here in the U.S. economy, yet he's still taking all the bourbon off the shelves. Now he's got to pay to store it all till, all this is over. But it just gave me a good chuckle. I'm like, bro, you're taking already paid for bourbon off the shelves.
People love that back and forth. Soon I'm waiting for this. This will be the first you've heard this, by the way.
All right.
I've not heard or seen this yet before. But on the McDonald's Egg McMuffin, the ham, it's Canadian bacon.
That's American ham.
No, it's not. It's Canadian bacon. Because Canadian bacon is ham, right? It's a slab of ham.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to protest and say, I'm not eating McDonald's Egg McMuffin because it's got Canadian bacon on it. Boo, Canada. I'm not eating it until you put American bacon on the McDonald's Egg McMuffin. I'm not eating it anymore because that's how we do this. Anything with Canada in it, ginger ale, out. I ain't drinking it anymore. And up in Canada, they're sitting there going, Lenny Kravitz, don't play that crap on the radio. American Girl, screw you, man. Tom Petty, get out of here. I'm not watching your stupid movies, Jason Biggs. I don't care about Stifler. Get out of here. We like that fight. People like that fight. It's a fun back and forth.
It is.
Yeah, but it's rough for Canada right now. I mean, they ain't got shit now if we stop sending them stuff or they stop accepting it. They just got damn lawnmowers and trees, syrup.
Here's one thing that I do like. I like the idea that the Trump administration is telling people once again who we are. Like for years we've taken a back seat. And I don't know if this was us being humble or what, but we used to be badasses. Like we used to put our chest, hold our head high and walk around and go, we've been through hell and back. We're Americans. We're America. Don't fuck with us. And don't come over here and demand shit, Zelensky. Who the hell do you think you are, bitch? You know what I mean? Like, hey, we'll help you out, but don't walk into my house and rearrange my furniture. I love that. I love finally we're sitting here having that conversation before. The problem is is over the years, as a society, we've been watered down not to have that thought process anymore. You know, it's the boys' locker room stuff. It's like sports. It's like, I hope we do well tonight in the championship. It took us a long time to get here. And I know we worked real hard. I think Billy worked harder than me when he didn't, but he's got to say that, you know. That's just the mentality we have now versus saying, hey, look, I'm great at this. I'm really good at doing what I do. Oh, you arrogant, narcissistic son of a... Is it you can't be confident about who you are and what you do? Why? Why can't you do that? I was talking to a radio guy the other day, and he says, I'm really surprised you're not in radio right now. I said, I'm not. and he goes, well, what's your plan? I said, this is it. And he goes, well, would you want to move? I said, no. I was like, I just opened up a spa, ozone therapy spa. I was like, no, I'm good with the podcast. If something radio-ish comes down the road, explore it. Maybe it'll happen. Definitely not ruling it out. I love radio. I miss radio to an extent, but I still have to do this because this is my thing.
Therapy.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't. You know, I also told this person, like, I couldn't do this on terrestrial radio. It would be a watered down version of. That's why I have no interest in really doing talk radio on terrestrial radio, because that's what we do, and it would be a watered down version, and it just wouldn't be good. So anyway, they said to me, they go, you know, you are. This is a person that's been around for many, many decades in the business. And they gave me a very nice compliment. They said, you are the best storytelling personality I've ever met. And the way you explain things, anything, is thought evoking, you know, paraphrasing. And I said, yeah, that's who I am. I said, thank you. But yes, that's what I do. I know I'm very good at doing that. And they're, and I said, I told this person, I said that to somebody else that I didn't know very well. And I know they thought I was arrogant, but why, if you know you're good at something, why can't you say you're good at it? Tom Brady, do you think that when somebody said, hey, you do quarterbacking well, do you think he says, I'm okay? You know what I mean? He said, thank you. I'm sure, you know, he was humble. He said, thank you. And he goes, yeah. I mean, he knows he quarterbacks well. I mean, yeah. The Dale Earnhardt, you do car well. Thank you. Yeah, I know I do. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know, Rock, you do rock well. You do wrestling well. Yeah, I know. I'm a great storyteller. I'm The Rock. I'm Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, it's okay to admit things that you're good at. Brandon, social media, do it great. You do it well.
Hell yeah.
See, right? Hell yeah. Chris, you go to black tie affairs with your wife well. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, see, look at that. So that's the State of the Union address. I think we covered it.
Yeah, it was a long one. It was kind of refreshing though, because that's why he got elected. Also, he said he wanted to let the American public know more what was going on, and as far as I know, he's letting not many closed doors so far.
By the way, so Ben, who was supposed to be on this episode, is having some technical difficulties before he jumped on, but Ben's a graphic artist. Had no idea. So he's put together 3 different designs, new t-shirt designs. So we have a new store URL. It's linked to thebaileyshow.com still.
Oh, did you get rid of TeePublic?
No, actually, I think they got bought out by a new company, and I've been upgraded to a newer tier. I'll tell you the details at a later time. But I have now I have a specific URL. It's actually shop.thebaileyshow.com, which is pretty cool. So we're going to put some new designs up there. One of the designs that I'm asking him to do that he's done, he's got to tweak it a little bit, is have the BS logo and the sign that says this podcast is not normal, because that's what everybody had in the thing. I was like, oh, thanks guys. That's a brilliant idea. I'm going to take that one. That's pretty good. You know, I was like, that's good. That's really, really good. That's good. Anyway. Oh, you know what I forgot to put on here? We got to do a one question with Brandon.
Ooh. Oh, I thought you scrapped that. I was looking at that. I was like, oh, I guess Brandon died.
No, I didn't know if you're joining us. So I didn't know you're joining us, but I wanted to, one question of Brandon. I wanted to bring this up real quick. I'll do this. I found out what causes dick nose.
Dick nose.
Yeah. Dick nose.
What is that?
Okay. Let me tell you the story. I go to the dermatologist and I finally get in. I got the referral and I go in. And I like to get checked every 6 months. You guys know the story. Had a good friend of mine die at a very young age. Terrifies me. I don't want to die of skin cancer. So I go get checked every 6 months. So I go in there. I'm in a room with these two young girls. They ask me to take my clothes off. I do. This dermatologist is right next to a cemetery. Not great location. They should fire their real estate agent. Anyway, so I'm in there, just in my undie drawers. It's very chilly in this room. These two young girls come in. They check out my body, which I'm sure did not blow them away. And they found a couple little things that she needed to burn, freeze, take some, back to the lab stuff going on. This thing on the side of my face right here.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, not cancerous, but it was like a calcium buildup or something. So she took this badass freeze gun and went, froze it off. So this is going to fall off eventually. So no big, it just looks like
cool. You got to save it, put it in a jar.
Yeah, I'll sell it. See if we can make some money for the podcast. Then I had 3 other things, 2 moles on my back. They took some samples. This thing on my shoulder that's I've had taken off, and she says there's still some basal cell in there, so she's checking that. No big deal, all good. But I have this thing on the end of my nose right here. You can barely see it. You guys were here, you'd be able to see it. And I've noticed it over the last couple months. It's gotten worse. It just looks not human. It doesn't look like it's part of my nose. It's got little valleys in it. It looks weird. And so I go, when I'm in this dermatologist, this girl, and she's not even really a dermatologist. I think they gave me like the assistant to the assistant, but she was very smart, very nice, mid-20s or something. I said, do I have dick nose? Am I getting dick nose? And she laughed. She knew what it was because it's a term. I didn't know it was a term until afterwards. I was joking, actually. And she goes, yeah. And she goes, no, you don't have it, but it's the start of, it's called rose something or another. I forget what she said. So Clinton's got dick nose. Bill Clinton's got dick nose.
Is it like what Santa's nose is like?
Yeah, kind of. But I think Santa's nose is more, it's cold in the North Pole nose.
Oh, that makes sense.
But dick nose is a slang term used to describe a large bulbous nose, often associated with men, and is not a medically recognized term. It's generally considered offensive or derogatory, actually. The perception of a big nose can be linked to genetics, facial structure, and sometimes even cultural stereotypes, with no definitive biological reason for why people have larger noses than others. Genetics, ethnicity, hormones, social perception. But I learned from this dermatologist that the older you get, the more susceptible you are to getting dick nose. And dick nose is when you have that large bulbous nose that's red, like Santa, Brandon, like you were saying.
Yeah.
She told me that you get this because you have too much sun. Too much sun outside. You got sun on your face. So the more sun you get without SPF and stuff, you'll get that dick nose.
Oh, yeah, you might time to move again.
Well,
Sunshine State, you got to get a little more in the middle.
Right. So I've started wearing, like, I put lotion on my body every day, and now my face lotion, I've got SPF in it. So I'm putting it, like, didn't even think about that, but I got to do that. It's smart, dummy. I should have been doing that. But you work out outside all the time, Brandon. I would hate to see you get to a point where, as you get older, you just wake up one morning and you realize you got dick nose.
Oh man, it doesn't take an inch from what I got down there, does it?
No, it's a whole thing. You're recreating the wheel, I guess. But you're outside all the time with your backflows and your irrigation and your fences and all that stuff you do. And if you're not wearing sunscreen or SPF anything, then 20 years from now you're going to start getting dick nose.
Oh, I think hopefully by 20 years from now I should be able to afford a nose job if that happens.
By the way, there's no fixing it. No, she didn't say anything about cosmetically, but she goes, I said, is there any way you can fix this right here? She goes, no.
Ozone, man. No.
Yeah, right. Well, you don't put your head in the pocket. She goes, no, there's no way to fix it. She goes, just keep, doing what you're doing, and hopefully it doesn't get worse.
Maybe they'll figure out a cure in 20 years.
Trump, before I leave office, I'm going to find a cure for dick nose. It's going to be huge, not the dick itself, and not the nose, but the idea to fix it. It's going to be huge.
Huge.
It's going to be big. Huge. It's going to be big. And I'm going to be the one to cure it because I don't want to die with dick nose.
I thought dick nose was, I haven't really heard it called dick nose, but I thought that big nose was just from alcoholism.
That too. That's where the rosy whatever comes into it. Yes, you can also get it from alcoholism. You are correct.
So Brandon, you're double fucked. No.
Yeah, Brandon, there's no chance for you at all.
It's gonna be 10 years instead of 20.
All right, here we go, Brandon.
One question with Brandon.
All right, Brandon, what's your one question?
All right, so I've been thinking about the bird on the plane thing. That was one question like a couple weeks ago, and I'm starting to think. I was driving down the road, and you always see the car haulers, and you're always like, man, I bet I could drive up on that thing while you're on the interstate.
Yeah,
I was thinking, so if I drove up on it, and I'm sitting in my truck on the tractor trailer, and he's going 70 miles an hour, how fast am I going?
All right, say it again. Slow it down.
If I'm in a truck on a flatbed trailer, and the flatbed trailer is going 70 miles an hour, how fast am I going?
Inside, like you personally, or the truck?
Yeah.
Me in the truck.
So this is the same answer as you would have gotten before. You're going 70 miles per hour because you're on the truck that's going 70. That's just like if you were a passenger in the car. How fast you don't want to say how fast you're not going. How fast are you traveling? You're traveling at 70 miles per hour because you're on a vehicle that's going 70 miles per hour. It's the same concept.
Yeah,
so you're still traveling 70 miles per hour.
Yeah, but y'all told me when we were talking about the other thing that you yourself, if you're in a car going 60, you're not traveling 60 miles an hour, but the car is.
So it's in the verbiage.
Yeah, it's in the verbiage. I mean, you're playing a verbal shell game right now. I mean, it's like.
Well, so I'm trying to figure out how fast I'm going, though.
Well, it depends. What
he's trying to pick apart here is how fast is his body traveling versus how fast the vehicle's traveling.
Yeah, and is it different that it's on another vehicle?
And then he's going to compare it to the bird, which that's a different conversation because then you're talking about weight.
Well, I'll give you another one then. So just take it to, do you feel yourself moving 1,000 miles an hour as the earth rotates?
Ooh, that's good. Really good. You don't.
No, I guess not.
So the vehicle is traveling 70 miles per hour. Technically, your body's not, right?
Well, then why do you get hurt if you hit a tree? Your vehicle stops, but you're still going 70 miles an hour, right?
Yeah, I guess it is the sudden stop that'll do it for you.
But if you were already not moving at all, it shouldn't hurt you.
Well, your body's still, your body's still like if you go Mach 3, your body's going Mach 3 because you're in something that's going Mach 3.
There you go.
So your body's going 70 miles per hour. You're not running 70 miles per hour, but you're in a vehicle that's traveling at 70 miles per hour. So you're being transported I can't even believe I explained this, traveling at 70 miles per hour.
And here's how it makes sense. It's like you said, you answered it, Brandon. Yes, you are going 70 miles an hour because when you hit something, you are stopping. You are no longer going 70 miles an hour.
So we are going 70 miles an hour.
Yes, we're going 70 miles per hour.
Okay, cool. I know that now.
Can I, at risk of having a better one question, throw one out there to you?
Oh,
Sure. The other day, so I'm going to jump on your bit a little bit here. Do stuttering people type the way they speak?
I don't think so.
Tourette's.
No, that's Tourette's. I said stuttering people.
Okay.
Well, when you're typing
or Tourette's, I mean, you could say Tourette's too. Like, does someone with Tourette's when they're typing go, "Dear Mom, I'm at camp and I really fuck shit, fuck dinosaurs, golden pond, miss you, and I really hope to see you soon. Arts and crafts are great. Spit on me, I'm on fire." Get on me. I'm on fire. Or
Have you seen my baseball?
a lot of fun. Love you. Tell Dad I miss him. And give Scruffy a scratch for me. Bye. Yes, I think they do type like that.
I don't think so because like when you're typing, if I'm sitting here typing, I'm going, I'm not putting in the part, I'm leaving that out. Now, if you're doing voice to message, then yeah, you probably fuck it up.
That's what
no.
Yeah, so voice to message, you're in your car, you're talking through CarPlay.
Yeah, but you're not typing then.
Yeah, but you're saying so you're texting. That's okay. So you're texting like the way you talk, and does the chick that's picking it up, the AI, fix it for you, or does she put all the stuff in there?
Oh, usually they take the us out. But if you're going like fucking crazy on there, they're probably going to keep that in there.
Let's try it. Okay. I'm going to text you, Brandon. Okay. And I'm going to stutter, or I'm going to Tourette's. Here we go. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, it's Jason. I just wanted to say, hey, oh my God, look at that cow. The cow is humping a lion. I just wanted to thank you the other day for grabbing me that Coke. It was delicious. Oh, look at her. She looks ugly, and I don't want her on fire anymore. All right. I'm just going to send it to you. I'm not going to read it, and tell me how it came out. Okay. Tell me what it picked up. This is a fun game. This would be a great radio game.
Hey, Brandon, it's Jason. I just wanted to say, hey, oh my God, look at that. The Cowboys a lion. I just wanted to thank you the other day for grabbing me that Coke. It was delicious. Look at her. She looks ugly, and I don't want her on fire anymore. Pretty horrible.
Hey, that was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if it does with the us.
Have you seen the video of the Uber driver that has Tourette's and picks up another person with Tourette's, and then one of them sparks off the other one, and then for a solid minute, I'm in the ground trying not to pee.
Oh my God.
So funny.
Out of all the disabilities, and I guess that would be considered a disability, and I don't say that in a negative way. You guys know my stance on disabilities. I think they're superpowers because you have something exclusive that very few other people have, and you should utilize it and be proud of it. Even if it hurts or it's different. Bless your hearts. Love you guys. Anyway, Tourette's is my favorite. I absolutely love Tourette's. I love Tourette's. I saw a video of this very sweet, attractive young lady that got Tourette's later in life. She was like in a car accident or something. Something happened with her brain. She got Tourette's. And she's sitting there talking and just out of nowhere. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And a lot of times they don't even know what they're saying. They have no idea. It's just, it breaks down. I should study Tourette's because I really like to understand it. I love Tourette's. If I could find someone with Tourette's to be on this show, oh my God, that would be not to laugh at them. It's to laugh with them. They've got to know it's funny. I mean, you are built-in comedy. That's awesome.
I kind of think at the same time it's the worst one to have because people are always like, "Yeah, are they faking it? Are they real? Or are they faking it?" That's not. But you got like autism. Like, yeah, no, he's not faking it. They can see that, but Tourette's like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
All right. Look, please give us a like, share, follow on social media at Listen to the BS. Right. You can get all that information on thebaileyshow.com. If you're listening, you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, or at least take into consideration. Think about subscribing. If you do want to subscribe, you can go to thebaileyshow.com and hit subscribe and fill out the information, and boom, you unlock thousands of hours of content on Spotify. Again, what I've learned about podcast listeners over the years of doing this is that you get, podcast listeners, are including myself, you just like to find content. You just like to find content, and you're very proud to find content that maybe someone else doesn't know. It reminds me of, not that I was part of this, but I heard about it. Like back in the day, people reading books and then giving the book to someone else, kind of like look, I know this and no one else does. You've got to read this, because once they give that book to somebody else, they're going to brag about where they got the book to begin with. Does that make sense? Podcasting is very similar to that. Podcasts like, dude, did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear about this podcast? That's how I learn about new podcasts. People will tell me and I'll go give it a listen. Some I like, some I don't like. it's up to you. But if you do dig what we do, or you think somebody else will dig what we do, please send them a link. Or if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It keeps us in business. We put out content 5 days a week. We have 2 sub shows and then promotions like Win Bailey's Booty, where you can win $100 just by being a subscriber. And we have not found a winner for March yet because it's the beginning of March, but we will soon. If you're looking to possibly sponsor the show, if you're a business, talking to a couple people now, another thing that I've learned with the sponsorship stuff is like there are a lot of you that have businesses that like would be not only one, perfect for this platform, but 2, you just, I don't know if you're afraid to reach out or what. Like I've reached out to some people that I've seen businesses that follow on social media. I'm like, hey, you have any interest? And they're like, oh my God, yes, I've always thought about it. Well, if you've always thought about it, I mean, you don't have to commit. Just let's talk about it. Like it might be right for you. It might not be right for you. I don't know, but we don't know unless we have a conversation. I'm very obtainable. Just reach out to me. Again, all thebaileyshow.com, thebaileyshow.com. And then of course we have the radio show where the podcast is syndicated. A condensed version is on Saturday mornings from 6 to 9 on WJR in Orlando and Planet Radio in Jacksonville. There's opportunities there as well. It's not going to come from them. It's going to come from here. So I can tell you that right now. All right. Chris, you got anything before we get out?
Yeah. Sunblock. Use it on your nose.
There you go.
Use it or lose it.
We're going to get Chris a little bit quicker. We're going to get just a little bit quicker. He's just not there yet, Brandon.
I'll get there.
He's going to get there. I got a feeling. Brandon, you got anything before we get out?
Yeah, I really do need someone that tell me about disabling Pat. So appreciate it. Let me know.
Car thieves, reach out, please.
Car thieves,
reach out. I heard we're like the 5th highest listened to podcast among car thieves in Georgia.
They're always in the car.
They're always in the car, always listening. All right, look, for everybody listening, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Remember, new content 5 days out of the week. Honey, I Raised the Kids podcast that's released on Mondays. We've got the BS Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday, we release the Tuesday night live stream as a podcast. Everything's amazing. Everything is absolutely amazing. Things are going well, and we appreciate the support. Keep the chatter up on social media. These last 2 weeks have been probably the most interactive I've seen you guys in a very long time. And I don't know why that is, but you guys have been great. So please keep it up. I need the help. So continue to keep the chatter up, right? It's called impressions. And the more impressions that you get, the more popular you are on social media. All right. Have yourself a great, safe rest of your day. As always, thanks for the support. Talk to you soon. Hey, bye.
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.